Today I will share not one, but two New Year financial resolutions that can save you thousands of dollars throughout the year. One involves spending and the other saving. Want to start the year with your biggest money saving tip yet? I bet you didn't think of this. Look at your year-end numbers and learn your most expensive lesson. Build your emergency fund with non-negotiable milestones. Let's start with spending. As the year is coming to a close, banks usually send out a statement of usage, which is a summary for the year by categories where you spend the most on. No one wants to look at this. I don't. I looked once and it was depressing. However, I noticed something different this year as I'm trying to wrap up my own commitments. What I thought was my biggest expense, groceries, it's actually not. Want to know what it is? Credit card usage, which had me thinking, we often get stuck in the little minutia of spending on coffee, lunches, going out, eating out. It's all forbidden, I know. But the real problem, the one that is costing not tens but thousands of dollars, is somehow hidden in plain sight. As you probably know by now, I'm simply obsessed about my budget tracker, and it soothes me to look at it and analyze it. A lot of life-altering changes have been made by simply observing how the expenses are paid, the amount, dates, and so forth. In my case, the credit card balance is priority, and while they tend to fluctuate, my husband and I are both spenders, which is not a good thing. I need to have measures in place to make sure we reach our short-term and long-term goals. But this month, I noticed how the credit card balance is hiding in plain sight because it's much bigger than the grocery spending. And in my mind, I didn't consider it as an expense, but rather a one-time purchase, especially with the holidays. Wrong. Analyzing my own track record, I noticed that month over month, while I planned for expenses, they somehow end up being bigger than what I originally predicted. My aha moment was thus born, and this is my lesson for next year, my most expensive lesson that, if implemented correctly, should save me thousands next year. If you are unfamiliar with Pareto's law or the 80-20 rule, it states that roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Applying this rule to expense management, identify the top 20% of your expenses that contribute to 80% of your spending. Focus on reducing or optimizing these significant expenses to make a substantial impact on your budget. Another way of saying it is 20% of your habits cost you 80% of your expenses. So I want you to pick one category from your budget, pick the biggest spending bucket that varies, of course, and make it into a goal to reduce it by half till the end of the year. Why? Because this is your most expensive item in your tracker, and if you manage it better, it will bring you the most rewards. Even if you end up reducing it by 30%, it will make the biggest impact on your bottom line. Figure out what the 20% of your habits are. For me, it's probably Amazon or Costco or both. What is it for you? Comment below and share with us. By the way, it takes a lot of courage to face the numbers, and even if it's just out of curiosity, you want to find out. Once you know which line item it is, which activity, which store costs you the most money in the year, it will magically stay imprinted in your mind, and you will start feeling remorseful when spending there. You're welcome. If nothing else, awareness alone should help you save money throughout the year. Now let's move on to saving. Option number 2 for New Year financial resolution, start your emergency savings account. Save 1 month worth of your must-have expenses. This includes all living costs for 1 whole month, housing, utilities, food and gas, as they say, the bare necessities. The secret sauce here is to use non-negotiable milestones. Pull out your calendar and write down goal number 1, circle last Friday of the March. This is your complete date. Once you reach this amount, move on to the next target, which is 3 months worth of living costs. It should take you 1 quarter to reach each goal. End of June, you should have 3 months worth of expenses, and by the end of the year, you should have 6 months worth of expenses. Congratulations, you just broke the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Circle those dates in the calendar, set reminders if using the electronic version. Easier said than done, right? Take that one lump sum, the 1 month for example, and divide it by 13 weeks to figure out how much you should be saving each week. Easiest way to get started is to lower your expenses to save this amount in a separate account consistently. Now, how do you actually save up? The regular old-fashioned way, my go-to is the budget tracker by visually eliminating real recurring optional expenses. You know what they are. Spend less on non-essentials. You know these as well. Those impulse buys, they're winking at you. Sell stuff from your home that you don't need. Need some help here? Imagine that you're about to move next week. What would you not take with you? Start there. The more time-consuming option is to increase your income. Ooh, I know all about this topic because I know it's the biggest impact you can make on the quality of your life. I have an entire video on how I've increased my income time and time again. Do check it out next. I see the start of a new year as an opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow our own wealth year after year. It's an ongoing lifestyle, isn't it? It all starts with setting goals and taking action. There's no better time to start than today. I'll see you in my next video here. For more saving and budgeting strategies, I have a free workshop for you linked below, where in under 30 minutes, I will teach you how to balance spending and saving to reach all your short-term financial goals and especially long-term goals while enjoying life right now, years down the line. Go to paycheckpowerhouse.com/workshop for more details.